Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. Bitcoin is currently trading at 113,330 US dollar. In this video we are going to look over Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And before we start this video, I have done a community post around about 10 minutes ago that I closed all my short positions. Why did I do it? I will let you know in today's update. So why did I do it? And why did I notify you first? I'm not sure if everyone watches my video once I upload it. Yeah, that's why this is an important message. And I wanted everyone to get a notification. So I hope that you turn on your notifications. The other part is, in German we say, I have a stomach feeling that we are going to pump. I have just Googled it. In English it would say, my gut is telling me. Yeah, and my gut is telling me that we are slowly getting a bottom. So what did we say? We have said once we break the 116,250 US dollar to the downside, here was the huge breakout, and we got twice a retest. Then we should sell off into 112,000 US dollar. This target is still ongoing. I'm not going to question it. We can still get there. But do I want to hunt the last percentages? It's not even 1%. Do I want to hunt it, or can we get a bounce now and from here in higher low breakout all-time high? Possible. If we look into the 4-hour chart, then you can see here we were oversold and we built up a bullish divergence, a small one, on the 4-hour chart. So we have the same price in the chart, we have higher lows in the RSI. So same highs in the chart, higher lows in the RSI, bullish divergence. If we go into the 1-hour chart, and that's why I've closed also my position, my short positions. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. We have currently, I don't know how to say it, a quattro bullish divergence. I think that's the word. And yes, we can still get into the 112,000 US dollars. So we just get here a small bounce. In the RSI we get up. Then we sell off. Here we also sell off. And then we have even, I would say, I think that's a penta bullish divergence then. Yeah, 5 times bullish divergence. Do I want to be in short trade in this market stage? Hell no. No, no, no. Took my profits. Some coins were even more profitable than Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is always, it's not pushing to the downside a lot, not pushing to the upside a lot. It's always a few percentages. Like in this case, 3% almost, 2.8%. The altcoins even made 10%, 12%. But what I want to tell you here is that we are so close to find a bottom in my opinion, and I would just change that once we break the $112,000 to the downside. If we break the $112,000 to the downside, then we can go into the 4-hour chart. Then I would say the target area is going to be that purple box here between 110,716 US dollar to 110,280 US dollar. Here we got breakout, support, resistance twice, resistance 3 times, resistance once, breakout, support twice. If we zoom in, then you can see it that it's actually twice. So 1 time here and 1 time here. So that's why this purple box is so important. And yeah, it can get retested again. And that's what I see once we break the 112,000 US dollar to the downside. Since I already closed all my short positions, can I enter a short trade again? Yes, for sure. If we break the $112,000 to the downside again. It's just 1.5% to the downside. So if I want to trade it, I have to look for my chart patterns. But we have on the 4-hour chart one chart pattern, this rising wedge, and if that breaks to the downside, which is also currently the 112,000 US dollar. Then the target is going to be 84,000 US dollar for Bitcoin with this chart pattern. So we have even the chance to lose that box and sell off even more. And yes, we can also drop to 103K. Why that? Here is a huge fair value gap. So does this purple box have to hold? No. If it's going to hold and if we are going to see a bounce here where we get over the $112,000 then afterwards again, then yes, bullish. If we lose it, then here is a huge short opportunity again. But since this market stage is so unclear, yeah, you can already see it. I have so many different scenarios. Yeah, we can go up, we can go a bit more down, and can go up. We can go down in one straight line. So what should I trade of it? That's why I want to be safe. I took my profits. It was a profitable week. And what I also don't like is that can look over what do we want to look? Let's look over Amazon. Do you see this huge fair value gap? So basically Amazon sold off 10% within one day. So let's go to Apple. Apple Nasdaq. From here down to here, 5.5%. And can this downtrend continue? For sure. We can just put here, yeah, this is just like this, for example, 3 touch points. If we lose this and we are so close to it, then the traditional markets are going to bleed. And if they bleed, then for sure the cryptos are going to bleed more. Means we get far lower prices. But are we already oversold for Apple? Yes. Are we also oversold for Amazon? Most likely, yes. Are people going to buy this dip? Most likely. Possible. And then we just get a push like this. And then I don't want to be in short trade for the cryptos because the cryptos are going to push far more than Apple is going to do. If we're just going to look for cryptos, for Apple, if we drop to 199 US dollar and we get to 230 US dollar into that fair value gap, up to 238 US dollar, then you see 15 to 20%. Are the cryptos going to do 50%? Maybe not Bitcoin, but the altcoins. Possible. That's why I don't want to be in a short trade at the moment. So we will go into our biggest altcoin, Ethereum. So for Ethereum, we had predicted it kinda good, but also here I closed my short position with the chance for sure that we can still drop a bit more. The target which I had for Ethereum, I think it wasn't even on the chart. We have said that if we are very bearish, then we can even drop to 3K. But we had here and head and shoulders formatation. This is on the 50 minutes chart. We broke it to the downside. Target was 3,600 US dollar. We also had a fair value gap, 3,683 US dollar to 3,650 US dollar. We filled that completely. Our target was actually the 3,550 US dollar. And if we break it to the downside, then it's not looking good. We broke it to the downside. And yes, we also got our retest. So here was the breakout, retest, follow through. And now we are getting lower highs. But this downtrend can be done soon. It can be over soon. And when do I see it? When do I want to try at least a long position? You see that red trend line. This is actually a short trend line. I will make it green now. And then you can see here might be a double bottom pattern. If we break the 3,540 US dollar to the upside, then this pattern is going to get activated, but I would still wait for the 3,550 US dollar, so $10 difference. If we break it here to the upside, then the target is going to be at least 3,650 US dollar, with the chance that we are just going to form another pattern, which we then break to the upside. So for Ethereum at the moment, I think it is still possible that we are going to sell off a bit more over the weekend. And we have also, I've also told you that 2 days ago that yesterday I haven't done a video because everything was ongoing. Yeah, it's the same analysis. I won't tell you anything new yesterday. That's why I haven't done a video. That's why I have done a community post where I've told you everything goes like planned with the same analysis, with the same targets. Today changed. It changed a bit because also here we have, can I do it like this? So we have here again a bullish divergence since here. And it looks like to me that we have here sharp sell-offs and some kind of a rounding bottom. And that's why I don't want to be in a short position at the moment. So anyway, this chart pattern worked pretty good. Let's see if the next chart pattern is going to work, which is this double bottom pattern. 3,550 is going to be my long entry, and the first take profit I would set at 3,645 US dollar. And I will still keep something into the Ethereum trade for the case if we are going to build some bullish chart patterns so I can scale up again. So what about XRP? So we have said about XRP that we have here some kind of an rectangle and we broke it to the downside. Yeah, this trend line here, this support trend line was made by my hand, but I can do it clearly like this. So let me delete this one. So we broke it here to the downside. We got our retest. Now follow through. Target $2.66. It's still ongoing. But like I said, the trades were very profitable in my opinion. And we have also here bullish divergences. And we even formed a bullish chart pattern for XRP. So if we look over it, then you can see that in the past, also here, I drew that here, we had a triple bullish divergence. So we had the similar setup like we had for Ethereum, sharp sell-off, and then some kind of a rounding bottom. And afterwards, what we have done is we formed a higher low and got another push. For sure, now we are still lower than here, but we are day trading. So basically, we don't want to get some kind of push like this. Otherwise, our gains would be gone. If we now look here, bullish divergence. If we now look over the 4-hour chart, then you can also see we have here a bullish divergence within that falling wedge. So basically, if we break again over the $3.06, which was our X short trend line for that rectangle, but we have also said we rather wait for the $3 breaking to the downside, then it's actually long to me. It's going to be long into the area $3.72. And this also works for me. Why that? Because we have here a rectangle. And rectangles are unique. So if we are new on this channel, then I'm going to tell you that right now. A rectangle breaks into one direction and we work off the spread of that box to the downside. We got it here. But the target to the upside is still ongoing. Why that? Because we have liquidity in that area. We have stop losses. We have liquidation levels. Many people are going to get into a short position whenever we hit the upper part of that box. with a high leverage, their liquidation is somewhere here. And if they get liquidated, price is going to move up. That's why rectangles are unique. It's the most unique chart pattern in my opinion. And I always say the direction where we break it to the upside or downside matters more than breaking something to the downside. So the order is most important. We broke it to the downside. We got into our target of that rectangle. So we already liquidated all the long sellers, which were long during the bottom time. We took the stop losses. And now we have the target right here. So this can be an impulsive push. And then we have to see. Then we have to see what is going to happen, because if I look now into it, and I just let me take out those price marks. This one too. So if we now look at it, then we can develop another bullish chart pattern, which might be possible with this inverted head and shoulders formatation. Possible. For that we have to break the $3.06 to the upside. Then we have to go into the target of the rectangle, get there rejected, form a higher low, and then we break it to the upside. And if this is going to happen, then we can take the least bullish target, put it then here to the breakout point, would get us into the top area again. But if we are most bullish, and this is the case in my opinion, being most bullish, put it then to the breakout point, then $3.85 is going to be the target. And it's also fitting a bit because we still have also here many stop loss orders for short positions, and we are going to fish them in my opinion. So that's why I also took closed my short position for XRP. It looks too bullish to me. So I will delete this because we don't have the inverted head and shoulders pattern on the chart at the moment, but we can develop it. So let's jump into Solana. Solana already went into our take profit area. We have said here, once we break the bright blue trend line to the downside, then it's short. I went into a short position a bit earlier with a stop loss over 185 US dollar. Why that? Usually we can say, okay, we can set our stop loss order over those tops here. But since we have huge resistance over 185 US dollar, it might be even more safe to just set a stop loss order right there. So we sold off. First target 164 US dollars, second target $158.20. You can zoom in. Here was the price wick. So 0.8% were missing, but we have already done 10%. So do I want to hunt the last percentage? No, my take profit is always higher. I'm not waiting for the $158. Why? Because we were so close to it. You can see it right here. We were so close to it. We still got a bounce, and we never know if now we are going to sell off into that, or if we get something like this. And then my 10% profit trade without leverage, put now leverage on it, that would be gone if we get a bounce now. That's why I'm out of the trade. So what can we say about Solana? We have said we might have the chance of a falling wedge, and we also had this chart pattern on the chart until we broke it to the downside and invalidated it. So I can take this one out of the chart. This chart pattern didn't even get activated. Then we have set head and shoulders formatation. This one right here. Broke to the downside, got to its target, got into its second target perfectly, and we have support at $158.20. So basically worked out of the Solana trade. Let's see. If we lose the $158.38, I will give you here the trend line. If we lose that to the downside, then 140 US dollar to 145 US dollars is going to be the target. And then I can enter another short trade with the potential of another 8% to 11.5%. But since we didn't break to the downside, I can't tell you that we are going to do it. We also have here bullish divergence in the RSI. So we have here always higher lows. Here we have lower lows. If we now look over the 4-hour chart, we are completely oversold. Not much. We still have downside potential for sure, but we are oversold. So I can expect a bounce soon, and this bounce is going to tell us if we are more bullish or if it's just going to be a small bounce and from here sell off. That's why this trend line here is green. So we had here twice support, once here resistance, twice here resistance, and one time support. Here we broke it to the downside, retested it, got rejected, and fell for the $158.40. So once we break the 169 US dollar to the upside, I'm going to get into a long position into the purple box right here. And that's the area between $187.50 to 184 US dollar for Solana. So with that said, we have huge bullish divergences on the 1-hour chart. We are oversold on the 4-hour chart, and some coins are building bullish divergences there as well. We formed for some coins bullish chart patterns, and for some coins we were in our take profit area or close to it. That's why I take my fingers out of trades right now, looking for breakouts to the upside. Then I'm going to be long. If we break certain price levels to the downside, which I've told you in this video, then I'm going to enter a short trade again. So I also want to show you something. Just because I went out of the trade, I would just do it in a mathematical way. I went into a short position right here where I've put the circle. I took profits right here with this push. I already made 10%. If we break to the downside, so let's assume I just hold my position, my short position, and we break to the downside. And let's seek for the $139, means the lower part of that box, minus 22%. That would be my profit for a short position without leverage. So let's say I closed my short position minus 10% and I re-enter my short trade once we break the $158.40 to the downside. And then I put it to the downside, minus 12%. So on the one hand, we have a minus 22% position if we take our short trade up here. On the other hand, we took already minus 10% profits and have the chance, once we break here to the downside, $158, to get another 12%. That means in both cases, if both cases happens, if we get to 139 US dollar, it doesn't matter for me if I hold my short position or if I'm going to re-enter the market right now. Both are giving me 22%. And on the other hand, if I want to keep reinvesting my profits, means let's assume I just put here $100 into the trade. Then down here I would now have $110. If I enter the market again with $100, then for sure I made 12%, means $12. But if I keep reinvesting my money, and I open here with $110, then I would actually make not $12 anymore, I would make $13 and a few cents. Means I made 1% even more if I reinvest my money. So what I want to tell you is, taking profits at certain price levels where we say we can bounce there, we can also get into a new cycle, means a bullish cycle, and we can get into all-time highs for Bitcoin. I don't want to be in short position. I rather take my profits right now because I can re-enter the market without getting a disadvantage of holding it from up here to down here. So with that said, I will work on the Sui, Avalanche, HBAR and Dogecoin update, and I will update you very soon. See you.